This week we're getting into some of the more, I don't know if you'd call it fun, but more of the animal-centered information. So we're going to talk about terminology, and then we're also going to talk about a couple different breeds of livestock animals, but we're going to start with terminology. So this chart basically tells you everything you need to know about terms for animals. So this gives you terms for every single different species we're going to talk about: cattle, swine, poultry, turkey, sheep, goats, and horses. It gives you terminology for intact males. So intact males are males that have not been castrated. Then there's castrated males who have had their testicles removed. Immature females. Immature females are classified as females that have not had a baby yet, okay, or not been pregnant. Mature females are females that have been pregnant and have had a baby. And then it also gives you the terminology for a baby for each one of these species. So these are the terms that you are responsible for knowing. Make sure that you get this down somewhere. Save a picture of it, something. So different physical characteristics. We're going to go through kind of each category and talk about what their physical characteristics are. These are some ways that you can tell animals apart without actually looking at genitalia. So intact males, these are males that have not been castrated. Generally, they are more muscular, and that is due to the increased level of testosterone in their system. Typically, they're going to be larger in stature, also due to that increased testosterone. They do grow faster than females, and a lot of times they exhibit extra muscle in the neck area. So on this bull right here, you can actually see that he's got quite a muscular neck going into that shoulder, and that is because he is an intact male. Castrated males. Typically, if you're going to eat a beef animal or a pork animal, it's going to be a castrated male. So it will either be a steer if you're eating beef, or it will be a barrow if you are eating pork. Typically, they're slower growing and they have much less overall muscle than intact males. And you actually have to, in this case, you actually have to look for genitalia, such as a sheath, to distinguish them from females. A lot of times steers and barrows can look quite similar to females of the same species, so you actually have to look and check for that genitalia to see what they really are. So mature females. Mature females, again, are females that have had a baby before. If we're talking about cattle specifically, they've had a calf before. And they're going to be larger in body structure than immature females because, generally speaking, they're older. And then also mammary glands are more evident even when they're not lactating. So this is due to the fact that they have had a calf before. And if they've had a calf before, they've also had to nurse that calf. That basically just means that causes their mammary glands to enlarge. And even when they're not lactating, even when they're not nursing a calf, those mammary glands are still going to be more evident than on an immature female. So immature females, these guys are going to be smaller in stature than your mature females, again, because they're younger. And again, you're going to have to check for genitalia because those mammary glands are not going to be as developed as a mature female. So you're going to have to actually look at their genitalia to determine if they are a male or a female. So different breeds of livestock, we're actually going to cover specific breeds in later videos, but breeds are characterized by what are called phenotypic traits. And phenotypic is basically just a fancy word for what they look like on the outside. So this could include color and color pattern, frame and size, which is whether or not they have heavy bone or light bone, are they tall, are they short, do they have a long body or a short body, that sort of thing. That all is included in their breed character. Also their degree of muscling, which basically just accounts for their amount of muscle overall, as well as if, say, one breed is heavier muscled in, say, the rump, and another breed is more heavily muscled in the shoulder, something like that. And also environmental adaptations. So this cow up in the top right-hand corner, he's actually a bull, but he is a Brahman bull, and Brahman cattle have developed extra skin. You can kind of see it looks like there's like a flap of skin hanging down from under his chin all the way down through his chest. That's called a dewlap. And that extra skin actually increases their heat tolerance and also insect resistance. So that would be one sort of environmental adaptation. That's just one example of it when we're looking at breeds. As far as poultry goes, we are going to cover some poultry breeds, but there are no actual breed registries for poultry, unlike other livestock animals. A lot of times you'll find breed registries for beef animals or hogs, but you're not going to find them for poultry. The most commercial producers develop their own, we'll call them breeds, through crossbreeding different breeds of chickens. And they're really grouped by use, not necessarily by breed, but they're grouped by use. And their use can either be an egg layer or a meat type chicken. And meat type chickens are called broilers. That's kind of their official name. As always, please let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, thanks for watching.